It's the Flex Zone, episode 369. And oh no, we're not the leftovers. We are the main course. In the head of the sports podcast table, throw your ones up, acknowledge us. Another loaded episode. The crew is all here. Talking about that Ravens loss. What went wrong? And we're going down to the nation's capital to talk about those Commanders on and off the field. We take a trip around the world of college football. We inch closer to the revelation of college football playoff as we are in conference championship weekend. Who's in, who's out? The panel will give you their thoughts and predictions. Also, we got those week 13 picks. Game ball, not so game ball. And of course, we get goofy with Cravante. Flex on podcast, only place you sports how you want it when you need it. Do us a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell. Number one sports podcast, y'all coming your way live next. That's right. More exciting than dinner at the Thanksgiving table with all your family there. It's the Flex On Podcast, the Flex On family, the head of the sports podcast table. Acknowledge us because, fellas, we the only place giving you sports how you want it.
When you need it.
When you need it.
That's right. Episode 369 as we inch closer to 370 episodes. It's God's favorite host, the host of the Moist, back here on the Flex On Podcast. We are here live tonight. Ravens collapse. Commanders keep winning, but off the field, keep being goofy. Cravante will tackle that as he puts on his big W hat yet again. We got those week 13 picks, game ball, not so game ball. And unfortunately for Cravante, Saturday was not a good day in the state of Ohio, as it was some season's beatings going on for his Ohio State Buckeyes. But we'll talk about that, give our predictions for who's in, who's out as we head into conference championship Saturday in college football. Crazy to think, college football season winding down already as we head into week 13 of the NFL, as we head towards the Christmas season as well. You already know at the Flex On 1, Twitter, Instagram, flexon1@gmail.com, and the Flex On Podcast on TikTok. Thank everybody for love and support this past holiday weekend on all the live streams and post-game show we did yesterday as well. The social media producer, he's leading things off, and he's still running hot. Big Rod, what's going on, my brother?
What's going on, Byron? I'm here, ready to rock and roll, doing what we usually do on Monday nights. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Got a good show for you today. Going to go over this Ravens collapse, talk about it in depth a little bit more, see what they go at from here, and we're going to keep it rocking because that's what we do. I hope y'all enjoyed y'all Thanksgiving, and I hope y'all in for a nice ride tonight.
Next man, he's wearing all black, but he's going to be smiling and showing those white teeth later on as he slides the Commanders. It's Cravante. Baby, he is the captain of the Goofy ship, the Commandalorian. We salute him yet again because they are on a winning streak. And we're going to bring him to the front of the congregation to preach that goofy gospel, baby, that goofy gospel.
Because that's what it is. I tell you, this team could never take too many positive steps before taking several negative ones. They never can. But I'm just excited that for once it's actually on the field where they're taking the positive steps. But, off the field has always been an issue for this team. But I hope everybody enjoyed their Thanksgiving. And I know I did. I got to them yams, the sweet, sweet yams. Okay, show me the way. You understand? But, Monday nights, we back to it. It sucks that I have to I'm going to have a positive segment and you guys are going to have like a negative segment. This is rare. Very, very rare. The negative part of my segment is going to get is during Goofies, but I'm going to stick positive for the beginning.
Let's bring up the next man. He does sit at the head of the table during Thanksgiving and when it's not Thanksgiving as well, the tribal chief of the Flex On Messiah, the pride of the East Side Savior, Misbehavior, the roster man himself, the professor, Mr. Morgan State, my brother, the gray in his beard and the gray in his hair, but he's got the Solomon of wisdom, the wisdom of Solomon. My brother Drizzy Dre, how was your Thanksgiving? And he was here with us this past weekend as well.
Hey, what's going on, brothers? Yes, I was. Great live broadcast that we did over the weekend for Survivor Series War Games. Looking forward to tonight. And like Avante said, a rare night in football when the Baltimore Ravens aren't on their best, but the Washington Commanders are leading the way.
And he's not an honorary,
Strange
it's the
times.
Bigums. The Bigums,
Strange times.
Drizzy Dre. Let's get to it. Dre, I know you were doing homework yesterday. I know you were doing your rounds, but you were running hot in the chat. Raj was running hot in the post-game show. I want to get your thoughts on this Ravens collapse. We can call it a loser Monday because we were losers. Throw up your L's. Ravens, so many opportunities lost. 4 field goals in the red zone, a missed 67-yarder, a fumble, some missed overthrow deep passes, a couple stupid penalties, failed 4th down conversions, terrible mismanagement of the clock, letting the delay of game happen or running the clock down to 1 or 0. Let's see. Defense not being able to get timely stops, get off the field on 3rd down. What else do we have? Drops galore. 10 drops over the last 2 weeks. I'm making sure I had everything on my list here. Duvernay returning the ball out of the end zone when he was able to get the ball at the 25 and gets it to the 8. What else did we have? We had another drop from Duvernay. Josh Oliver, your leading receiver. Deshaun Jackson catching a 60-yard bomb, and then he's not on the field the rest of the game. And I think that's the main things, Dre. The floor is yours.
You know, our good brother of the show, D, gave an interesting stat in the chat. He said that 4 teams in NFL history have led by more than 1 possession each of their first 11 games. The 1942 Bears, the 2009 Saints, and the 2011 Packers. All 3 of those teams undefeated at this time of the season. Baltimore Ravens are right in the mix at 7-4. That's a damn shame. That means we have lost to the Bills. We have lost to the Dolphins. We have lost to the Giants, and then yesterday losing to the Jags, which means, you know, earlier in the chat we were saying offline how Dan Orlowski was getting slid on First Take earlier, but I think Dan makes a good point. This is honestly a good football team, but I've said it all year that this is a front running team at the same time, because while they have the tools and the things necessary to do what it takes to win football games in the NFL, they only do that completed in the first half of the game. This team doesn't know how to finish games. And this is still alarming because this is the time of the year when you do get it together. This is when you separate a playoff team from a championship caliber team. And right now, the Baltimore Ravens are not a championship caliber team because they do not know how to finish games. And it doesn't matter if it's the offensive side, doesn't matter if it's the defensive side. We just don't have it right now. This is not our season, which is very alarming because you have Lamar Jackson, who is up on a contract year. He's pressing too much. There's still no wide receiver help for him. Defensively, we thought we got it together because everybody came back healthy, and now we still have issues within the secondary with blowing leads. This is honestly alarming because, like Byron, you were saying, if the playoffs were to end right now, we'd be either facing probably either the Buffalo Bills or the Miami Dolphins, and then if we get past them, gotta go to Kansas City. So Baltimore is laying in its own bed right now because of what they're doing right now. The Cincinnati Bengals are right on their necks, and they may lose to the Cincinnati Bengals and split, which then may give Cincinnati the division. So right now, this Baltimore Ravens team, we were hoping for the best for this team because right now they have it, but they just don't know how to finish. And this is the time of year when teams know how to finish. Yes, we can run the football We can play real good in the first half, but what are we doing at halftime to make the necessary adjustments to make us that championship caliber team and take us over the hump and giving us that eluded Super Bowl that we are ever so looking for? Right now, we just don't have it when it comes to Ravens Nation. So I don't know what we need to do in the offseason. There were talks that maybe they might go after Odell. Whatever they need to do, they need to do something and do it quickly, because whatever is going out there is not working. And I'm still, me and a bunch of people in Ravens Nation are still not happy when it comes to Greg Roman, and you can see it on the offensive side, and the defensive side is questionable too because of who we hired as our defensive.
Get him up out of there, yo. Get him up out of there, yo.
So it's a lot of questions, and I know Baltimore, we like to stay loyal to people, but right now it's just not working because the things that are just happening right now are just not things that are needed in order for us to go over the hump. Yes, we're right in the mix, but it's time as a franchise for us to go to the next level.
Who you want to get out? Who you want to get out of that, Cravante?
Oh, the defensive coordinator.
Mike McDonald?
Yo, got to go, brother. Every time y'all lose the same way. The defense giving up 2 score lead. Listen, man, and I don't even want to cut you off, Raj, because this is, I'm gonna let y'all get y'all stuff off, but this is not a good trend. And granted, we have our woes for Greg Roman, but every game y'all lost the very same way. That's my 2 cents.
Real quick, the Greg Roman thing is very, very interesting, Raj, and I'm gonna let you go. Yesterday, if you watched the broadcast, James Lofton literally said teams don't have to play difficult defense against the Ravens. They're only running out 2 or 3 people on each route. Most of them are tight ends, and basically they're dropping 7, rushing 4, keeping Lamar inside the pocket, doubling Andrews. They're running out another tight end, Josh Oliver. He ain't beating nobody one-on-one. Yeah, he had a good game yesterday, but he also had some drops. He's not going to beat you consistently. And you're running out one other receiver, probably Duvernay sometimes. Sometimes it's Deshaun Jackson. Sometimes it's Demarcus Robinson. Sometimes it's Prochet. Who knows? But really, defenses don't have to try hard to stop the Ravens offense anymore, especially when they're not running the football effectively. But go ahead, Raj.
All right, let me just say this, man. Did a lot of thinking today. After the post-game show, really was pissed off most of the day, going into, because everybody, the national media is getting on us again. Fans was calling the stations, Lamar was going crazy on Twitter over a fan cussing fans out and stuff, being completely goofy. But I understand. I get it. I get it. He's finally starting to crack. I don't get it with this team, man. I honestly don't get it with this organization, period. We had our buddy on in Grave, and he told us, at the beginning of the season, he doesn't think this is a championship team. And I'm starting to really believe that as well. I mean, they've blown 4 times in a row. They've blown double-digit leads, and it's just like nothing is nothing. They keep doing the same thing over and over again, like Ravante said. They continue to keep doing the same stuff over and over and over again. And it's just like, bro, I don't understand it. And I stressed this all day on the post-game show yesterday. We don't have the weapons that everybody else has. We don't have the go-to wide receivers that Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and all those guys like that have. We don't have none of that.
Jalen Hurts too.
And Hurts, yes, Hurts. I mean, he has AJ Brown and he has, Mr. Smith. I mean, we don't
offensive coordinator, Raj, too.
And of course, the offensive coordinator is just like, this team needs an overhaul, honestly. I hate to say this, they need to blow it up. After this season is over with, Greg Roman needs to go. And they need to figure out what they want to do with that position. John Harbaugh can stay one more year. If they want him to stay, he can stay.
But they gave him the extension, though, Raj, too.
Yeah, I know, but they can still fire his ass too.
They gave Brian Billick an extension, and Cliff Kingsbury just got an extension. He's probably gonna get fired.
And
Exactly.
he's out of there, yo. He's out of there.
Haircut.
But I'm just saying this, man. I mean, they got to figure out what they want to really do. Is Lamar Jackson the guy that they want, or is he not? Because they done wasted 5 years of his career here. He has not had one single number one wide receiver to throw to. Marquise Brown was a solid 2 at best. And it's just like they're wasting this man's time. They already done disrespected him in the offseason by offering him a $133 million contract guaranteed. For everybody else is like 190 and above. It was like, if it's not over $200 million, then why are we talking? I don't understand what this team is doing, man. I don't get it. I really don't understand it. This team could be a championship team. They put so much money in the defense, and for them to be blowing leads like this is ridiculous. And with the limited weapons Lamar does have, he still gets them a chance to win. Even with this high school offense that they run, they still have a chance to win these games. And they're not getting them done. Even though they dropped, I don't know how many passes yesterday. Some say it was 6, some say it was 7, some say it was 8. Maybe it was 8 passes.
Your cousin said 8, Raj.
He said it was 8. He probably
We'll
counted.
go with Brian. We'll go with Brian, your cousin.
Because Brian was heated. He was calling me.
I know he was watching closely.
Texting me all day today about this damn team, man. They're disrespecting Lamar Jackson. I don't like it. I don't like the way this team is going right now. They do look like pretenders. I'm scared for next week's game, honestly, because they could lose against Denver. Denver could beat them, even though they stink. They might find a way to beat this Ravens team because they don't have, like I said before, they're consistently inconsistent, and the fact that they every time the play clock is at 1, it's like, what are y'all doing in the huddle? What is going on? Why are we rushing up to the line? Why is Lamar doing this all day? What is that?
Yo, Raj, I think that's coaching. You got to put some of that on John Harbaugh or Greg Roman. The players taking too long to get in there.
Eating the burgers.
The plays are getting in late, but it's also on Lamar a little bit too because them guys got to get set.
Yeah,
it did, but that problem was happening all game, and at some point, like, bro.
But you know what, man? I hate to say this. It's not just this year. It's been since Lamar's gotten here. But matter of fact, before Lamar's gotten here, since Joe Flacco was the quarterback, they've been getting in plays late. So maybe it's a John Harbaugh thing. Maybe it's his thing that he can't control. And they always ask him in every press conference, when is he going to fix it? How are they going to fix it? Are they going to fix it? He gives the same answer. Oh, we're looking at it. We're going to look at it. Oh, yeah, we're looking at film right now. Bro, you're doing the same stuff over and over again. You're saying the same things over and over again. I love John Harbaugh. I think he's a good coach. I think his team fights hard for him. But it's just the little things that always gets him into trouble. And I've been saying this forever. It's the little things. They don't do the little things correctly. If they catch about 3 of those drop passes, but those touchdown passes, we're not even having this conversation right now. Jacksonville's not winning this game. If Calais Campbell, after he sacks Trevor Lawrence, if somebody just picks up the damn ball, the game is over with. At the end, the game is over with. If Gus Edwards ain't fumbling the football, this is not a close game. It's the little things that they don't do. And this is why this team is the way they are right now. 7-4. They don't get the job done. They are pretenders right now. I wish they was contenders because I think they could beat anybody in this damn in the NFL. But they just continue to keep doing the same stuff over and over again. And until they do Lamar Jackson right, give him the money that he wants, and give him a damn wide receiver, which they should have been done, they're going to continue to keep looking like this. So they can sign him next year if they want to. They can give him all the money in the world. But if it's not going to come with a top flight wide receiver or a top flight draft pick, that's a wide receiver that's on that level that came from college, like a Jamar Chase or somebody like that.
It ain't nobody in this draft like that. Ain't nobody in this draft like that.
Well, then this team is doomed. They're doomed.
Their best bet, honestly, is going out and doing what the Eagles did. You trade for a wide receiver, and you surround your quarterback with it, and then seeing what they can do. We've seen this story time and time again. Josh Allen, proving himself, but giving him the wide receiver. What can you do? Jalen Hurts, giving him wide receivers, seeing what he can do.
2 of them, Drake. Yes. Your boy, you drafted one and traded one.
Exactly. I mean,
Tua.
but every team that I've named, they've done that. From the
Drafted
Bills
one,
to
traded
the
for one.
Eagles to the Dolphins, and you see what these guys can do
Even the
once
Cardinals,
they have
Dre.
the proper help.
The
And
Cardinals.
I mean, every team has traded for a guy.
The Raiders.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
Everybody's doing it.
Everybody's doing it. Because it's not about going in the draft, because we went to the draft to look at Bateman. So Ravens do not draft wide receivers well. We need to go ahead and just, for once, take a gamble.
Like Rod said, they probably could have traded for Metcalf. They didn't do that.
I dare the Ravens to just
I'll give you one better, Dre. I'll give you one better. Use that first round draft pick and go out there and get a goddamn wide receiver and stop playing around. Go out there and trade your number one for a proven guy. Stop being cheap. Stop being goofy. Get that man the help that he needs, because y'all been screwing around with him the past 4 to 5 years right now, because he should have had a number one wide receiver. Do y'all really want to win championships? Do y'all think he can get it done with these type of weapons? Don't get me wrong. I like Devin Duvernay. I like Tylan Wallace. He's okay. I'm pretty sure they're really nice guys. But you need dogs out there, man. We don't have anybody except Andrews, and he draws balls too.
He's not 100%. I don't think either.
I'll say this: if you need any more proof about why the wide receiver position is important, look at Green Bay. Even the great Aaron Rodgers cannot do it without help. You need people out there, and too many times, like you said, if teams know, hey, all we got to do is just double the tight end. Like, come on. I mean, Andrews is the best person we got out on offense besides Lamar. Like, that's just weak sauce right there. Like, it shouldn't. Our game shouldn't. I keep saying our game shouldn't be in and out. We have too much of an in and out game. I mean, right now, when it comes to offense, you need the complete field. You need wide receivers, and you need to be able to have the tight ends, but not just solely rely on the tight ends. All the teams we named have people. We didn't even talk about the Chiefs. We didn't even put the Chiefs in the mix yet, which is crazy, because these are the teams that we have to face. And yes, like you said, we can beat these teams, but we're not beating the teams because of offense. We're beating the teams because we can hang until the fourth quarter when the dam breaks. So we need to do something offensively, both with the offensive coordinator and getting a wide receiver in there that's going to want to come here, not some old Deshaun Jackson. I mean, Deshaun Jackson in his prime was good, but I mean, Marquise Brown left because of these type of things. They need another go-to guy. They need an Anquan Bolden, Steve Smith type of guy that's going to be that go-to guy that we used to have, so that way we can compete with teams. Because all these teams we're talking about are in the AFC. And believe it or not, I know we're taking on the Broncos next week, but I think the Broncos are actually going to only get better next year. I think the same thing with the Las Vegas Raiders. These teams in the AFC are not playing around. And right now, we have the team to be able to compete with them, but we're not doing enough to, like I said, get to the next level.
And on top of that, they need it wants to get rid of Greg Roman. They need to change the offense, man. We were no longer. I mean, I get it. They were a running football team. We like to run the football. We've been doing it for the past 25 years that we've been in the NFL. It's just like at this time now, it's about to be 2023. This is a passing league, guys. This ain't 10 years ago when y'all can get away with this and have Anquan and Ray Rice and and whoever else out there. Y'all could just run the football. No, this is a passing league now. Y'all should have been grooming Lamar to be a little bit more pass happy with the football. Working on his accuracy throws, giving him the type of weapons that he needs to get in contact with. You see Deshaun Jackson, that one play, he knows how to track the football. I mean, granted, when he threw it to Demarcus Robinson, and maybe it was a little bit off, but I think that if him and Lamar had a little bit more chemistry together, he catches the football. Deshaun Jackson, who's been in the league since I don't know how long, since 2008, just goes in there, I don't know, the 8th or 9th play and just makes a 60-yard catch. It's just like, That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. We need to be doing more of that. At least get more weapons for him like that. That's why Marquise Brown actually left, because the offense did not benefit the wide receivers. You cannot go to a team where you just running the football, 35 times and expect, the wide receivers to just block all day. That's not going to get the job done. Not in today's NFL. I don't see the Bills ain't doing that. Kansas City ain't doing that. The Rams ain't doing it to win the championship last year. Everybody's throwing the football around a lot. Now, and I love, the fact we got a running game. That's great, but you got to do more in the playoffs than just run the football. We've seen that. We know this to be true. And if they think they're gonna run the football in the playoffs this year against those teams, the Bills, the Dolphins, Kansas City, and win, that's not gonna get the job done.
Raj, even the Eagles, who were a run-first team, they still have wide receivers. Like this just absolutely makes no sense. And you see the evolution of Jalen Hurts, who to me is the MVP right now. I know it's debatable about Patrick Mahomes, but I think Jalen Hurts, because just the evolution right there, where we just thought that he might be limited, but I mean, you see, once he's had help, Devontae Smith is out there. You have AJ Brown. Like,
Brown.
I mean, come on, like what are we doing? Honestly, what are we doing when it comes to the Baltimore Ravens?
And not even that, Dre. They don't even run read option anymore, like Jalen Hurts is doing in Philly, which worked in 2019, where you have the pitch man, you have the read where he can give it to the running back or keep it himself. Lamar isn't even looking to run, and when he does run, he looks like he's hesitating. He's thinking too much. There's contract on his mind. He's pressing. He's not his normal, energetic, motivating self, smiling, having a good time, having fun. He is pressing. He looks frustrated. He's showing it not only on the field, but off the field with the tweet. And I'll say this before we get ready to move on. I'll let you guys finish. This reminds me of another great player who couldn't go over the hump with lesser talent and had to unfortunately leave his team, LeBron in Cleveland. Remember how valuable he was? He did everything for them. Yes, Lamar is inaccurate at times. He misses some deep throws. Yes, he does have situations where he should run and he takes the sack or holds onto the ball too long. But if the Ravens didn't have Lamar Jackson, they would probably be somewhere around the Houston Texans or one of those bottom feeding teams at picking in the top 5 of the draft. This man does more with less than anybody probably in the league. And that's why I made that a comparison, because think about LeBron. He had nobody, and he was out there putting up 40. Yeah, LeBron's not a great free throw shooter, but LeBron made plays when they counted, and every year they were at the top of the East. And Lamar's taking us to the playoffs, but unfortunately, like LeBron, it's the playoff record which we're going to look at. And until LeBron got out of Cleveland, that's when he got over the hump.
That was a good comparison, Byron.
That was a great analogy, man. I mean, you're correct on that. I mean, LeBron James was the Cleveland Cavaliers
and LeBron is the Ravens. I mean, LeBron's the Ravens.
Yeah,
took them to the finals. You're right.
They got swept, but they made it to the finals though. They beat that Detroit team.
And you're right. It wasn't until he got frustrated with the big three in Boston, then that's when he made that decision. So I hope the Ravens do right by him. Stop being cheap, like Rod said, and get him the help that he needs. I mean, like you said, Colin Cowherd always says that there are just certain positions where you have to pay. Pass rusher, your left tackle, quarterback,
and corner.
And right now, we're putting too much money on the defense, like Rod said, and not enough on the offensive side. Like you said, we got to elevate, because years ago, what the Ravens used to do on offense would work, but now this is a passing league, and you got to adapt to the times.
Or you're gonna get left behind, and I think they're in a position to be left behind right now. I mean, they're making all the wrong decisions at this point. I mean, they paid Marcus Williams. I like Marcus Williams; he's great. They paid Marcus Peters, that contract, but his contract's coming up, thank God. And they paid a couple other people on the defense. They about to pay Carl Smith. He
getting 20-something million, right?
Yeah, he's about to get
he's getting paid before Lamar.
He probably will be. And it's just like, when is this going to stop? I mean, I want Lamar to get his money here. I don't want him to leave. But the way they're pushing it is like they don't really want him. That's how it looks.
And you
Now,
know his mother and his friends, as soon as he come home after that game, baby, they not doing right by you. You know that's
Yeah,
first.
But
yeah.
she's not
the
lying.
thing is, you know, and hopefully we'll have him engraving on next week. Like he said, you don't want it to be a Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins type of ordeal where he gets franchised, because then, like he said, it gets ugly. Once you franchise a guy, I mean, because I swore Dak Prescott was out of out of Dallas, and then next thing you know, Jerry Jones had to end up caving in, but at to what expense? Kirk Cousins end up leaving Washington, so you just don't want it to get to a point where you have to franchise a guy, and then it's going to be even more frustrating when you see other people such as Joe Burrow, who will probably get a blank check rolled out for him.
He
So
sure is. Probably this off season. Probably this
I
off
mean,
season.
and all that's doing is just making the price go up, because it's the word, as the great fat Joe like to say, yesterday's price is
It's
not
not
today's
today's
price.
price.
And honestly, this season has proven that. Last season was one thing when Lamar got hurt and we missed the playoffs, but this season is definitely proven, like you said, Raj, he is the offense. If it's him, Andrews, and Tucker, that's it.
And real quick, the Bengals might be the cheapest organization in sports, and they're going to have to pay Joe Burrow. Mike Brown's very cheap,
They will
and
gladly do it. They will
But not
gladly do it.
only, hey, but Byron, not only that, what was alarming about the a team like the Bengals is that though they may be cheap, they went ahead and got the quarterback. They saw what the quarterback needed. They went out on free agency and the draft and got the quarterback
They got
what
his
he
mans.
needed.
Not they got his mans.
Right.
They
That made
got
him a star.
they got everything for Joe Burrow to win. And you see what happened with Joe Burrow, the evolution. He went to a Super Bowl the following year.
And real quick, I know we were making a lot of complaints early in the season about his offensive line. I don't see him on his back like that as of late. They're starting to figure
They're
things out.
getting better. They're getting better as the year goes on. They
And
are
Yes,
definitely
Better
getting
and
better.
healthier too.
and that's why I picked them to win the division. That's why I
they
picked
are.
them.
They are getting better. Hence why I still was high on them. That's why I picked them this week. I just thought they were hitting their stride. T. Higgins is the number one receiver. Jamar Chase is going to be coming back. Tyler Boyd is the number one receiver.
Yeah.
Damn it. They got a lot of weapons. But let us know your thoughts on the Ravens, Jaguars. What went wrong? Vote on the poll. Poll up in the chat if you're watching on YouTube as well. And make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Let us know your thoughts on the Ravens. What's going wrong? What's going right, if anything? They host the Broncos this weekend. Preview coming later this week, as well as possibly another video on this as well, because the Ravens got to get this man some help. Hell, even Justin Fields' offense in Chicago looks like the Ravens used to do in 2019 with the read option, running the ball. They even got him Chase Claypool. I'm just saying. I'm not saying he's the best receiver in the world. They went and got him a receiver, but we'll talk about that later on as well, because it is, for another one of our panelists, a Victory Monday, and it is time to put on your W hat, Cravante, and salute you, because you are the Commandalorian. And are you into the big hats, my brother? Are you into the big hats?
Only when it's a W.
There you go. There you go. The Commanders beat the Atlanta Falcons 19-13, and Falcons play tough. They actually got to come up here in a few weeks, Christmas Eve, I believe. So that won't be an easy game for the Ravens, and the Ravens still got to go to Pittsburgh after Denver. But I'm going to digress. I'll get to that later on. We'll talk about that when we get there, because I think those are going to be tough games. Cravante, how you feeling, my brother? Another Victory Monday for your Commanders, and we salute you. Everybody in the chat, drop a salute emoji for Cravante. He's on fire. The playoffs are looking very realistic, Cravante. Our prediction of around 10 wins may come true. Giants
Yo,
twice. Giants twice next 2 weeks.
it
Well,
has the
5.
opportunity.
Yep.
Yes.
Giants by Giants. You guys can go 3-2 down the stretch. I think you get in.
Yo, we're looking like that bet might have hit. It may hit. And mind you, the total was 8 before the year started. So for those who were brave enough to put the over on the Commanders, over 8 wins for the Commanders, it's on its way. I think so. Guys on a roll. Haven't seen anything like this in quite some time. They had the best
Probably
record in
since
the league.
RG3, arguably.
But yeah, because that was a hell of a run too. Because we won about 7 games in a row in that 2012 year, including beating the Ravens. And of course, the Ravens went on to win the Super Bowl. But yeah, this is since week 6. This team is 6-1. This team is 6-1, and I think the thing that makes me feel good moving forward, we from time to time we talk about teams' identity. What do teams do well? No matter what happens, no matter what's going on, this team is going to do this. For the first time in a long time, I can say my Washington Commanders have an identity. Run the goddamn football. With that brother right there, Mr. Robinson, so glad he's in good health. And Gibson.
Told you, Devontae, you're going to love him. I know he went to Alabama. I told you he was going to love him.
Yeah, yes, you did. Yes, you did. And I do. Tough guy. He's a change of pace. He's a little change of pace from what we get from Antonio Gibson. Because Antonio Gibson is the shifty one. This is the hammer. This is the hammer right here. And I think he's found his way nicely in our offense, which is great moving forward. We talk about offensive lines, Byron. I feel like the offensive line is always a concern of mine at the beginning of the year. And I think just like the Bengals offensive line, they are getting better as the year goes on. Because now it's like we just go haul off and hit somebody. We gonna keep doing this. We got a guy that's we got a guy in Heineke who's cool in certain spots, but we don't want him throwing the ball all over the yard because that's not what we do best. We're gonna put Heineke in the best position to win. And offensively, these guys look good. Terry McLaurin's out there, Chris Samuels out there, Jahad Dotson, the running game. This offense is looking like the offense looks like the potential is fine. That the potential is looking like it's actually paying off. But god damn it, this damn defense. My heavens. This defense looked like the defense a couple years ago. That D-line is dominant. And Byron, Raj, and Dre, I am scared. We are probably gonna have to let Deron Payne go at the end of the year. We are probably going to have to let him go because he outplayed the hell out of his contract. Had a chance to pay him this year. They didn't want to. They went elsewhere. Unfortunately, he's going to break the bank. Deron Payne is playing lights out. Jonathan Allen, lights out. Montez Sweat, lights out. Deron Payne was the guy who caused the interception, the game-winning interception. This defensive line is playing dominant football without Chase Young. I'm scared. Well, now I'm scared. I'm excited to see what happens when he does come back. And shout out to our secondary getting it done again. And our guy St. Juice was out. Mr. Holcomb out. But next guy up. We're getting it done defensively and getting it done on a consistent basis. This is the best they've been playing all year, in this stretch. Like offensively, nothing's pretty. Nothing. Like if you look at Heineke's stats, it looked like we lost every game. If you just look at Heineke's stats, that's what it looks like. But because we're running the ball, Heineke is doing his best limiting turnovers. He has a pick every now and then that happens. But we're not putting the ball on the ground. And we're keeping folks out of the end zone. We're getting turnovers here and there. We're getting stops. We're getting off the field. And we're holding that damn ball. Our time of possession, I don't know what it is over the past few weeks of our winning streak. But I promise you, we probably won all the time of possession battles. Probably. Running that football, taking time off the clock, and punching it in the end zone, and making sure we get points. It's good. It feels good right now to be a Commanders fan of the on the field. Now off the field, I'll get into it later. But on the field, this is the best I've seen the team as a whole, offensively and defensively, in quite some time. Dre said 2012. In 2020, we had good stretches, but we had really good stretches defensively. But this is like offensively running that damn ball and being dominant. Our offensive line, kudos. Guys are getting it. Guys are absolutely getting it done. And yeah, I like the potential moving forward. We got the Giants coming up and back. Well, not back-to-back weeks, but we're playing them back-to-back. Got them sandwiched in between a bye week. But if we could get those games, if we could beat the Giants, if we could find a way to beat the Giants, there's nothing but help in the division and, of course, in the conference. So the division is not. I probably wouldn't say winnable. We can't win the division, but the playoffs are very much in sight. And if the playoffs ended today, the entire division would be in the playoffs. Ain't that crazy?
That is wild. I don't ever recall a time when an entire division made it.
Yeah, because you couldn't before a couple years ago when they added 17. You couldn't.
And everybody thought it was going to be the AFC West this year.
And look at that.
Yeah.
The AFC West, both West divisions are a letdown. The AFC West and the NFC West are letdowns. But yeah, with 7 teams able to make it from each conference, every team from a division actually can make it. This will be the first time ever. But again, we got to continue moving in the right direction. I think this is a great time to catch the Giants because they look like they're trending. They're taking a couple steps back, and we're taking a couple steps forward. So this is a great time to be playing the Giants.
Yep, I said y'all would have a better record than them. There you go.
And here we might beat them and then pass them.
Everybody in the chat, make sure you hit that like button and salute Cravante, the Commandalorian, as his team is on fire as they win yet again. Cravante, I'm gonna go back to you because we got to talk some college football real quick.
Damn!
Oh boy!
God damn it!
It was the game on Saturday. It looks like you guys are going to put hammer on Michigan after the first quarter. Offense looked like it was on fire. C.J. Stroud looked like possibly the Heisman winner, #1 pick. Even though I still like Bryce Young a little bit better. But Cravante, they really got ran out of their own building, planting a flag in the middle. We ain't seen that since Baker Mayfield. We saw Georgia. They won. TCU finishes undefeated. Michigan goes to the Big Ten championship game. Clemson loses. USC, Caleb Williams, PG County's own Cravante, who probably will be the #1 pick in 2024.
In the next year, right.
Yeah. So the Caleb Williams sweepstake kind of reminds me a little bit of Patrick Mahomes. I know we got time to talk about that, but the way he plays, got a little Mahomes. But we'll get to that later. Who are your 4 teams, Cravante? And if you quickly want to talk about the Ohio State, Michigan, and do they have a shot to still get in somehow?
Man, I want to talk about Ohio State and Michigan first, man. So the only thing from the last time, from our last show, the only thing that I got right, I did say Michigan would cover, but I didn't think they would cover like this. I just felt as though 7 points was too much for 2 teams that are who are both in the top 5.
There are your rankings, by the way.
It's crazy because I was watching the first half of the game, and like you were saying, Byron, it looked very, very dominant. Ohio State looked like they was putting the boots to Michigan, and then all of a sudden, I can't let this go. Sorry, guys, but Ohio State defense looked like the Ravens defense out there, man. What the hell? What the hell? Every time Michigan scored, it was from 80 yards away. Whether it was in the run game or the pass game. Everything was deep. Like, I'm like, there's no way. Like, now granted, Ohio State's defense has not been dominant this year, not whatsoever. Like I was telling y'all before, Ohio State, I feel like they haven't covered all year for their point spreads, according to Vegas. They haven't covered any point spreads for real. And it's due to the defense. And you see Michigan, they have a great running game. It looked like it was Tom Brady out there. I was like, when did Tom Brady come back and put on a jersey and just started torching? I was like, yo, everything was deep. It looked like the secondary wasn't even there. It looked like Ohio State was only playing with 7-8 players, yo. Because every time Michigan got deep, that boy let it go. And they caught it, and he was behind, and he was in front of all the red shirts. It was terrible. And Ohio State even had the lead at halftime, 20-17, and got thrashed the rest of the way. It was absolutely embarrassing. And it was at the shoe. Absolutely embarrassing. Like, Ohio State hasn't lost all year. They picked a hell of a time to lose in the game at the shoe in Columbus. Hell of a game to lose. But give credit where credit is due. Michigan State were the underdogs. They went into a very hostile environment. It was even said that it was going to be basically a Red Sea, and basically Michigan fans wasn't allowed up in there with them colors, with them blue colors on. And they came up in that, they went in that hostile environment, weathered the early storm, and completely countered everything Ohio State did and destroyed them offensively. And Ohio State, it was a tale of two halves. I don't know that Ohio State team that played in the third and fourth quarter. I do not know that team. I think what they scored 3 points the rest of the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you talk about coaching, Cravante, real quick. Think about all the talent Michigan lost. Ajabo, Hutchinson, Dax Hill. And they're still even better.
Right. And mind you, Ohio State they lost 2 receivers and got 2 more, and just elevated 2 more. Like, it's no excuse offensively why y'all couldn't get it together. Because Ohio State got guys that already got the best left tackle in the game. So, it was, I did not recognize this team. I don't know what happens. The only way they can make the playoffs now is if either TCU or USC slip up. If they remain perfect, if TCU and USC remain perfect, unfortunately, Ohio State is out. I think it's going to be Georgia, Michigan, TCU, and USC. And mind you, Dre, Byron, I said USC. I know me and Dre was talking. Dre said he had to give it some time, give it a year. I said, I think that thing gonna happen right now. I ain't gonna hold you. I think it's gonna happen right now. And because Lincoln Riley had his guy in Caleb Williams. Because mind you, guys, I've been following him. He's from
Heisman.
Yo, he got a shot. He got an outside shot now. Yo, he has a shot.
I'm saying now, I think he is the Heisman Trophy winner.
I wish I would have put money on him. I should have sprinkled a little something at the beginning of the year, because he was at plus like 1,000 or plus 800, and he looking like the favorite right now after that abysmal performance by CJ Stroud. It looks like and Hayden what's the name, Byron, from Tennessee? Hayden Hooker. With his injury, he's out. So This is perfect time. I mean, you ain't gonna get no good odds now on Caleb Williams because he's probably the favorite now. But if you got at the beginning of the year, this would be a nice come up. But he's from DC, Byron. He went to Gonzaga, and in the recruiting process, he went to OU because of Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley puts out Heisman Trophy winners and puts out first overall picks. Lincoln Riley goes to USC. Caleb Williams jumps into that portal. You already knew what was happening. Lincoln Riley, and along with Caleb Williams, instantly brought USC back to relevancy, which I was like, I think that's enough. They could get in. They get in that 4th spot. And now, how bad Ohio State just played, all they got to do is win out.
Man, I wish I had known about those odds because I might have put something on it because, geez, man, to see all this, like you said, USC looked like they about to get in, and I did not think that USC would get in for another year. I just figured that you can see the landscape of college football changing and how it's starting to be more even across the board. I mean, you're even, like we said in a couple episodes ago, you're even seeing that in the NFL now where you're not having, even the bad teams are at least they can hang. And I mean, shoot, right now, even in the college football playoffs, with how everything is looking, I mean, Alabama may even have an outside chance right now. We just don't know. But that to go back to the topic at hand about the Ohio State and Michigan game, I thought this was a revenge year. I thought that they would come out and they would really maybe not dominate Michigan, but at least win the football game. But when that 4th quarter came about, man, I was shocked. Like, I was just watching it, and the next thing you know, they had a couple of 80-yard touchdowns like back to back, and I'm just like, what in the world is going on with the Ohio State? The past 2 years, they have outrushed Michigan has outrushed the Ohio State. John Harbaugh looks like the better coach out there. Maybe one of the top 5 coaches in all of college football. He has turned in from what was a one-sided rivalry to now he's making it a rivalry again because now the shift is focused to Michigan. And then what he's also done to make this a college football team that may be able to compete with anybody out there, honestly speaking. I mean, even we'll see what happens with Georgia, but I mean, Michigan is looking like a team to honestly be reckoned with. And, we keep saying he had to get over the hump of the Ohio State. And now John Harbaugh, not only has he gotten over the hump of beating the Ohio State, he has dominated the past 2 years. So hats off to what they're doing in Michigan, because like you said, Byron, they've lost a lot of talent out there, but then still be able to produce in the manner that and to produce in the manner that they are producing. And even despite the injuries, we're still doing what they did to the Ohio State. I mean, I was totally shocked because this is just night and day from what Urban Meyer was, the product that Urban Meyer had out there. And this is really this is looking like instead of a gritty team, the Ohio State's looking like a finesse team, because when they get punched in the mouth, I mean, they get steamrolled. And not only has Michigan done it, I can't remember the other college football team that gave them some problems as well. But this is not the first time that this team has gotten pushed around. But the past 2 years against Michigan, they have absolutely been dominated. Don't make this a third year in a row.
When Baker was planting a flag in the middle of the field, they got beat too.
That's embarrassing. So they honestly need to figure that out. I mean, it was one thing last year, all right, it was like, okay, they won a tough game, but then this year, just simply running the football. They just ran him out the building. They don't even have to pass no more. They just running these boys. They just run that rock down their throats, and it's nothing that they're doing to stop the bleeding.
Go ahead, Raj.
Oh, I don't got nothing for it, man. I didn't even see the game. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But shout out to
Man,
Michigan. Shout out to Jim Harbaugh. You know, he's doing big things at Michigan finally, man. I mean, they they've been trying to get rid of him for years, but these past couple years, he's been making strides, man. Maybe he can win the national championship this year, but we shall see. But
I'd be happy for him, honestly,
shout out to Michigan.
if he did win it. Um, but I mean, honestly speaking, the man is a damn good coach. I mean, and
Yeah.
whatever he's touched, he has honestly been able to make it golden. I mean, Stanford, 49ers, and now you're seeing it with Michigan. This man can coach, and granted, he was literally a play away from winning a Super Bowl, but that may be the only thing that people have against him is that he didn't win it, but he was damn near close. I mean,
He was a
he was a
penalty away. A penalty.
play away from winning a Super Bowl. So the man can coach his ass off, and what he's been doing with Michigan, like I said, I mean, hats off to the guy.
Real quick, I do think TCU does get in, and I think we could be looking at a first round semifinal. Georgia USC, take my money, and I think Michigan.
Hey, Byron, if that happens, USC might be able to pull that off because Georgia's offense sometimes can be a little stagnant. So we'll see, but it would be very interesting to me if that matchup does happen.
And I think if Michigan gets the TCU, we would get our annual somebody be like a drum semifinal because every year it's like somebody gets blown out.
All I know is our favorite guy is a huge USC fan, and he's.
Oh Lord, I know.
Yeah, you know who we talking about.
Yeah. Yes, he's going to fight on in Georgia. We'll see what happens when they play a real defense. But we shall see. Let us know your thoughts on the college football playoff. Does one of these outside teams, Ohio State, Alabama, get in? But I think Michigan may have a strong shot of being in the national championship game. And if we get a Georgia-Michigan game, that could be the first person to 10 points. But we shall see. Let's go through the scores and get our game ball and not so game ball for the week that was. Let me pull up the scores here. And then as Dre gets ready, gets the picks. And Monday Night Football just ended, by the way, Mark. And sadly, Kenny Pickett, Dre, looks like he is getting better. But let's get to it.
Told y'all Kenny Pickett.
Ravens at Steelers in 2 weeks, by the way. Keep reminding you guys. Thursday, Bills-Lions 28-25. Lions home with the Bills, but the Bills get it done. Stephon Diggs making big-time plays. Cowboys beat the Giants 28-20. Vikings over the Patriots 33-26. We had the Browns beat the Buccaneers in overtime 23-17. Bengals 20-16 over the Titans. Texans get blown out by the Dolphins 30-15. White Mike 31-10 over the Bears are the Jets. Commanders 19-13 over the Falcons. Panthers 23-10 over the Broncos. Russell Wilson getting fussed out. Jaguars beat the Ravens 28-27. Last second 2-point conversion. Chargers go for 2 and get it 25-24 over the Cardinals. They keep their playoff hopes alive. Raiders 40-34 over the Seahawks. Josh Jacobs running wild. Rams, they acknowledge the tribal chief 26-10. Chiefs over the Rams. 49ers shout out the Saints 13-0. And Eagles beat the Packers 40-33. And Aaron Rodgers could be possibly done for the season. We don't know. Got to see Jordan Love as well. Dre, I'll start with you about the game ball, not the game
ball. Ooh. Okay. You know what? I'm do like my brother. Start low and high. The Denver Broncos. What is going on, man? For a Super Bowl winning quarterback, and then this guy come up to Russell Wilson and just embarrassingly yell at him, shows the implosion of this team. They had very high expectations this year. We all thought that they were just a quarterback away, and they get the quarterback, and it's still not enough. So we don't know if it's the quarterback, the head coaching, but a change needs to be made, and I'm gonna say, of course, the coach is going to go because they're paying Russell Wilson too much damn money. So the I know it's been year one, but Daniel, you got to go, dog. Like that product this year is horrific. I think they've only scored 20 points one time this year. Outside of that, they haven't. Russell Wilson has only 8 touchdown passes. I believe they said that a statistic came out that said Andy Dalton had more touchdown passes and he hasn't played in a month. So that's a damn shame that Russell Wilson is putting that pathetic of a performance out there. Like I said, somebody that deserved, we always thought deserved the MVP nomination. But I mean, this year, I don't know if he's washed, if it's just the coaching or what, but I'm hoping that next year the Denver Broncos will put out a better product.
Yo, look who made it. Look who made it.
Hey, Graven, man, hoping to see you next week, brother.
Well, hopefully, hope to see you next week.
Man, oh man, yeah, the Denver Broncos get my not so game ball. My game ball, whoo, man, oh man. You know what? I'm gonna roll with the Jets. I can't believe I'm saying this, Raj, because of our good friend, but but they may have made the right decision by pulling the plug at the right time. I was unsure about Mike White being out there, but he may be a better quarterback than
White Mike
Wilson. Yeah, White
yeah,
getting it done.
White Mike.
And we only saying that not because of the talent, but because of just the maturity. You see how the offense moves, like Washington. You see how the guys galvanize behind Mike White, how it just looks better offensively. And like the Jets head coach said, just making the easy things easy out there. Something so simple. So the Jets, who look like a playoff team, maybe still trending in the right direction, because sometimes you don't need somebody out there that's going to be all flashy. Sometimes you just need somebody that's going to be able to do what they need to do while the rest of the team just galvanizes behind them and they're winning football games. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. And let me give a honorable mention to Jordan Love, because this was somebody that I didn't think that he that was worth all the hoopla that he was getting when he got drafted. But I tell you, when given some time and what he did last night, he looks a lot better. I mean, it's like night and day compared to when we first saw him. He looked like a deer in headlights when we first saw him going out on the football field. But yesterday he looked poised out there, and he looked like, yeah, Aaron, like it's about to be my time soon. So I'm curious to see what the Green Bay Packers do, especially in a losing season right now. Let's see what Jordan Love has, so that way, whether or not you move off of him or you decide to keep him, who knows? But you only got a few more years left with Aaron Rodgers. See what the kid can do and take it from there.
Real quick to the Jordan Love point. The Packers actually have better receivers than the Ravens. I just thought about Christian Watson, hell of a receiver, the rookie. They hit a home run with that pick, finally got Aaron Rodgers a receiver. And Christian Watson the past 4 or 5 weeks has looked like a star with that speed. And they still got some other guys that can make some plays in Green Bay. So, Eric DeCosta, you've done a hell of a job trading for good defensive pieces. Marcus Peters a couple years ago, Roquan Smith this year. Now you got to do it on the offensive side. And Graven, shout out to you. We see you in the chat. Thank you for stopping by this weekend as well during the Survivor Series stream. And Graven Viz, never too big to stop by and say hello to the Flex Zone. And yes, yes, Brian, we shouted you out, brother. You're not only Rogers family, but you're part of the Flex Zone family as well. We wanted to shout you out, brother, because there's so many damn drops. Like they say, what they say, Dre, dropping more passes than dropping draws.
Oh,
Shame.
Yeah, dropping more passes than he drops panties.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate you. Much love to you as always. Mark, as always, in the chat. See you. Go ahead, Raj.
All right, well, I'm gonna start with my not so game ball first. My not so game ball has to. I'm still pissed off about this, so it still has to go to Marcus Peters, man. God damn, man. And not just him, but the whole entire Ravens defense, man, is a damn shame, honestly, for real. They gave up what? They gave up 18 points in the fourth quarter. Brandon Stevens getting cooked. This fool on my screen was getting cooked. All he needed was some peanut butter and some jelly and some butter. It's a damn shame, honestly, ladies and gentlemen. The entire Ravens defense looked like straight up bull crap on Sunday in the third and fourth quarter, and they embarrassed the city yet again. So they have to get my not so game ball. It was just a travesty. But my game ball will go to Josh Jacobs, man, from the Raiders, man. Lord have mercy. My fantasy team was looking phenomenal because of him. He almost scored 50 points. I think he had 300 yards, like over 300 yards of offense by himself on Sunday. He was amazing, man. And he capped it off with the long touchdown, the run that he had for the Raiders to get the victory. You know what, man? Derek Carr, going out there, expressing his feelings of wanting a better team they showed up. They finally starting to show up. They have a pulse again. They have a pulse, which is kind of scary, but shout out to them. The only bad thing is with Josh Jacobs, they didn't give him a damn contract. They didn't give him his 5th-year option, which was goofy. So he'll be a free agent at the end of the year. So
Ravens,
whoever wants a running back, wink, 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 he can he can come here if he wants. But shout out to him. Shout out to the Raiders for salvaging somewhat of their season. They're not going to make the playoffs, but they're going to be at least respectable.
Real quick, Rod, you finished, Rod? Before I go ahead.
Yeah, I'm done. You can go ahead. I'm done.
I know the Raiders may not make the playoffs, but I picked them this week, and I just had a feeling they were going to win. But besides that point, the next few games, just throwing it out there, we don't know. Chargers at the Rams. Rams are done.
Yeah.
Patriots at the Steelers. They play the 49ers and the Chiefs. I'm just saying, don't be surprised if they make a late run. Might be too little, too late, but they could get 8 or 9 wins and still make it respectable, like Rod said. But Devontae, that's a scary team. Speaking of trading for a receiver.
Yeah.
So we shall see. Josh McDaniels trying to save his job. But go ahead, Cavante, start low and high.
And I believe he might have, because there's a guy in his division at head coach that will lose his job. So anything just look better than him at this point. And I think the Josh McDaniels actually has the okay from the ownership that he's okay. But not so game ball. Look at this. Look at this mess.
Oh God. The entire division, huh?
And that team at the top, trash.
And don't worry, Cavante, next Monday night, Saints at Buccaneers.
Oh God.
And I'm inclined to pick. I'll be inclined to pick.
Before you wait a minute, hold up, wait time. Whoa. I'm sorry. They got another Monday night game. The Saints do.
Yeah, against the Buccaneers next week.
Yeah,
it's a Tom Brady one. It's a Tom Brady one. And I'm inclined to pick the Saints. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm inclined to pick the goddamn Saints, because the Saints have always had their number in the regular season, and this Buccaneers team looked worse than it did the past 2 years. That's my not so game ball. The goddamn Tampa Bay Buccaneers. My heavens! Talk about throw the game away. That's exactly what you did. And Jacoby Brissett's last hoorah, he beat the GOAT. You can't make this mess up. You cannot make this mess up. But them boys lost in overtime, and the crazy thing is they still may win this division by default, but it's not even looking that crazy right now, because even if they win by default, they ain't much better than no other team in this damn division. They ain't much better than the Falcons.
One and done. One and done for whoever wins that division.
Got to be one and done.
I'm even saying that against Tom Brady. Yes, one and done.
And that's never, and that that's never been a thing. But Tampa Buccaneers look terrible. Now, for my game ball, oh man, it's a couple to choose from. I'm gonna give it to Sunshine, Trevor Lawrence. My heavens, Fabio, God damn it, and that is the Trevor Lawrence we have been. That last drive is like, yep, there he is. That's him right there.
He reminded people, Devontae.
That drive was like, yeah, he looked.
That's another guy the Ravens have to worry about in the AFC now. Trevor Lawrence.
That I was like, ooh, that's him. He was zinging it, and Trevor Lawrence. We know Trevor Lawrence. Like, we know where he come from. He come from winning. Before he got on this awful team, he only lost 2 games his entire life. 2 games. Then when he comes to the Jaguars and he lose 2 games in 2 weeks, but that's neither here nor there. He's the man. Now they gotta get the weapons around him to be a little bit more consistent. But he was down by a touchdown. He absolutely had to have a touchdown, and he drove the ball down that field and not only scored a touchdown. That was a mean pass to the outside on that 2-point conversion. Mean pass. And Trevor Lawrence, after I think it was Calais Campbell that hit him. It's like he flipped the switch. Calais Campbell hit him, and Trevor Lawrence said, okay. And he flipped his hair back every time, which made it more annoying. Because like, God darn, he out here just flinging his hair so lavishly and playing some damn good football. I was like, yo, Trevor Lawrence, that boy, he good at football, yo. That boy Trevor Lawrence, he good at football. So yeah, I'm gonna give it to Trevor Lawrence, my game ball.
Yeah, it was a reminder game for Trevor Lawrence. People forgot. Peyton Manning had a bad rookie year too. I said this on the post-game show yesterday. Peyton Manning had a terrible rookie year. Look what he turned out to be. I'm just saying, they got some weapons down there. We saw them yesterday. They can fix that defense a little bit. And they got a real head coach. So we shall see what happens with that. Real quick, Ravante, to the Browns, just want to mention this. Deshaun Watson does return this week. We'll talk about that, I'm sure, next week as well. But their schedule, I know we're just throwing things out there. I know anything can happen. AFC is still, I think, wide open after the division. Browns at Texans. Deshaun Watson's back. At Bengals, divisional game, and the Browns already beat the Bengals this year. Ravens come to Cleveland, which I think the Ravens are going to lose that game, just my opinion. Saints and Commanders come to Landover, and at Steelers. Browns have a shot. If Deshaun Watson, and he got a good tune-up game against the Texans this week,
yeah,
they still can run the football too. Myles Garrett, just saying, scary.
I think, but just saying for the Raiders, they gonna make it good. They gonna make it look good at the end. It's going to look decent. Like if they get the nine wins, it's like all right, we got y'all next year because we got 9, and this year was really terrible. The beginning of it.
Some things to keep an eye on this last month of the season.
But they have 7 losses, so 9 wins is very much doable. They got going a little run, but 9 wins is doable.
9-8 might get you in the AFC. Might get you.
My heavens, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. 9-8, Jesus Christ.
Let's get to the week 13. Crazy to think, week 13 kicks off this Thursday, December 1st, 2022, coming to an end with a quickness. And we got a good Thursday night game. Just saw the schedule. It is, I believe, I don't want to be wrong,
Bills and Patriots.
Yep, Bills and Patriots. So Patriots played well actually this past week. And it is in New England? Is it in New England? Let me see.
Yes.
It is in New England. Okay, Bills, Patriots, week 13. Go ahead, guys.
It's the first of the month.
Wake up.
Bills.
Wake up.
Because the first of the month.
Yeah, I'm going Bills.
Wake up.
All those Bills, man. I think the Bills is going to beat the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bills. Even though this is a divisional game, it's not gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be as cut and dry. But I do think the Bills will find a way. They have to find a way because they're already losing ground in the division. This is damn near a must win for the Bills if they want a shot at winning this division.
Because the Dolphins is looking like they might actually win the division.
Yeah, word.
So
Give me the Bills.
Angie.
And Jess is on the hill.
Angie.
Hey, Angela.
Hey, Angela. Give me the Bills, Dre, and if you got the records, Dre, you can get those real quick. If you want to get those. Real quick.
So right now, minus Monday Night Football, Byron and Cavante had the best records at 12-4. 12-3. Me and Unc were 11-4. Right now, Unc is still leading 120, 70-1. Right behind it, 117, 30, 117, 73-1. Byron, you're third, 150. Byron and Cavante, y'all are tied at 115, 75-1.
Oh yeah, baby.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be tight.
Walk them down, baby. Walk them down. Walk them down.
Oh yeah,
Even
you walk
though-
us down. I'm gonna run away with it.
Even though the Colts didn't help my cause tonight, but we'll leave that alone.
Nah. Yeah, I definitely. Yeah, same.
I think Raj,
Somebody picked the.
Raj picked the Steelers.
I can't remember.
I picked the Steelers to win.
Wow, I was like, wow.
You bastard.
That means I'm going up. I'm going up one.
Speaking of the Steelers, after we get to Thursday, we got Steelers at Falcons from ATL.
Jesus
you know what? Kyler Pitts is out hurt. I know it's in Atlanta. I'm gonna roll with Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh is starting to find their way, which is very scary. They're honestly still in this race, by the way.
Yeah,
And, they're still in it, and I think they're going to win next week. And it will be 5 and 6 and 7 or something like that. Yeah,
I think five.
I think it'll be 5 and 7. But either way, they're still in it, and they're going to make some noise. So I don't think Atlanta's winning next week. I'm picking the Steelers.
Yeah. I'll roll with the Steelers too.
Give me the Steelers. All right, Green Bay, Chicago. I'll roll with Green Bay.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm rolling with Green Bay
I'm
as
just
well.
unsure about Justin Fields right now.
Yeah, I think Justin Fields done for the season. I think he's done.
I think so too. Shoot, and Rodgers might be done too. But
Yeah.
in that case, they're still going with the Packers though.
Trevor Siemian and Jordan Love. Jacksonville at Detroit. This should be interesting. This is actually one of the games I'm looking forward to this week.
Ooh.
Jacksonville at Detroit. My heavens. In the Motor City? Ooh, boy.
Yes, sir.
Oh boy.
Tough game.
That is a tough game.
This Jags team has been so up and down, but then at the same time, they seem to be finally finding that niche that they had at the beginning of the year. So I'm gonna say the Jags begrudgingly because I think the Lions would win if they had a better quarterback this game.
I think the Lions may be on the upswing. I'm a roll with the Lions. Look at the Lions are slowly trying to figure it out. That was a hell of a game against the Bills on Turkey Day. And they handled the Giants. Barely got past they beat the Packers, Bears, Giants. So they won 3 in a row before they lost that tough game on Thanksgiving. I'm gonna roll with them at home.
I'm gonna roll with the Lions too because I think they got something, man. Don't get me wrong, the Jags could win the game, but
sure.
I'm going with the Lions.
You know what, Dre? I'm gonna roll with you with the Jaguars, brother. I'm gonna roll with the Jaguars. I'm gonna go with Fabio. I think the better quarterback wins out.
All right. We'll see.
All right, let's pick it up a little bit. Jets at Vikings. This should be interesting. I'm going with the Vikings.
I'll go with the Vikings.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Vikings too. Said Minnesota.
I'm gonna roll with the Vikings as well. Although I think the Jets could probably win the game, but this gonna be a real tough test for Mike White. This is the test right here to see if he's
White Mike ain't gonna do it two in a row.
But we shall see. I'm gonna roll with the Vikings though.
Titans at Eagles.
Yikes.
Gotta go with the Eagles.
Eagles.
Yeah. Eagles all around. Cleveland at Houston. Deshaun Watson makes his season debut. I think he's going to put on a show against those.
I think so too. The Texans are absolutely unpickable now. Absolutely.
They're I wish we was playing them. That's how bad they are. I wish the Ravens. I know for a fact we will beat them.
Whatever prop bets they got on Deshaun Watson, all you gamblers using that mobile betting now.
We up, baby. It's up. It's up from here, baby.
I mean, put money on that boy. I don't care about the off the field stuff right now. That boy is still a potential top 5 quarterback.
So, fun fact. It just happened. I sprinkled on the over in this Pittsburgh and Colts game. Cash out.
There you go. More money for Christmas, Cavante, because boy, do we need it with inflation.
My heavens.
Seattle at no. Well, we'll go to the. I'll come back to the local teams. Seattle at Rams. Ew.
Seattle about to run these boys out the way.
Seattle
about to get these boys out of here. It ain't gonna. It might. That game might get out of hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Seattle.
Mike Thomas' record is 4-7, y'all. Even with this victory.
Damn, he just got
6 games left.
Damn. Oh yeah, I guess.
Okay. Either way, they still in it. Them and the Browns, they both still in it. They still in this thing.
Yeah.
We gotta see them. We gotta see them. Well, Steelers.
So everybody picking Seattle?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Miami at San Francisco should be a good game.
49ers.
Miami at San Francisco. My heavens. Oh gosh.
Oh, that's a tough one.
That day,
I'm telling you now, the way the 49ers are coming around, starting to get healthy, Jimmy G out there, and I think that they can match up physically with that Miami team, and it's in San Francisco. I'm going with San Fran.
I think this will be the toughest test to face this year.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
Especially defensively, because man, the last game they were saying, I know the Cowboys are like number 1 in most of the categories, but the 49ers are number 1 in giving up in yards, which is what Miami does. Like they put their ball in the air, they throw for a lot of yards. But God, this is tough. I'm gonna go with the 49ers though. God, that's tough. That's tough though.
It's very tough. I want to pick Miami, but I'm gonna go 49ers because I don't know about
I want to. I was trying to make a case in my head for Miami, but I just think all around the 49ers are a slightly better team because they have a better defense and not a more potent. Both offenses are crazy, but I think the 49ers have a slightly better defense. But not even slightly. That's being nice. They have a better defense.
Yeah, that physical.
It's tough.
It's a fact that San Fran has a better running game with the addition of Christian McCaffrey. Garoppolo is a pretty good quarterback.
He has the same record as Joe Montana in his first 59 games.
This is true.
That's crazy. Crazy.
He does have a ring, but not because he was a starter. But that's not. He got rings though. He got rings because he was with.
Yeah, he got rings in New England. Yeah,
the greatest quarterback of all time. But I'm gonna pick the San Francisco 49ers as well. Although Miami is going to be a really tough game. I'm roll with San Fran. I'm roll with San Fran as well because it's a home game for them, and I think this is going to be the game that really shows if they're a Super Bowl contender or not.
Chiefs Bengals AFC Championship game rematch.
Oh boy!
I am going with the Tribal Chiefs. I'm not going against them. I can't go against Patrick Mahomes. He just finds a way. He finds ways to win. So I'm with the Chiefs.
I mean, he's the MVP. Honestly, I mean, come on, guys.
I could see the Bengals winning. Jamar Chase probably will be back, but I'm gonna go with the Tribal Chief. He makes Juju Smith look like a number one. Juju Smith-Schuster should look like a number one receiver, which I don't understand, but I'll leave that alone.
It's Patrick Mahomes.
Patty Mahomes, boy.
Oh.
And Travis Kelce.
That system is crazy, by the way.
And Travis Kelce is the greatest tight end of all time.
Yes.
I tell you, the numbers are going to say that. The numbers for sure are going to say that.
Oh, yeah.
Chargers at Raiders. I'm going with the Raiders. Go ahead, Drake. Drake, say it for me. I'm rolling. I'm putting money on
Raiders.
Oh, boy.
I don't trust the Chargers because their coach is goofy as I don't know what. So
Yeah, he
and I
got to go too. He got
so
to go.
Yeah,
he
he's got to go because I don't
I
think they're gonna make the playoffs.
They're
I
not.
don't. He's just goofy. That's all I got for you. Now, although they won last week, I can't. I'm not picking them. I'm going with the Raiders. I think they finally starting to find that groove.
Good.
All right,
It's
so
a
everybody
good.
for the Raiders.
It's a good game to be at home. I think I'm gonna roll with the Raiders as well.
Colts Cowboys on Sunday night.
Cowboys.
Oh,
Get 'em out.
Cowboys.
Probably won't even watch, honestly. Saints Buccaneers on Monday night.
I'm gonna roll with the Bucks.
Roll with the Bucks.
You said you rolling with the Saints, correct?
Monday night, weird shit happens.
He thinking about it.
Damn.
Not damn.
Yeah, I'm a roll with the Saints.
All right.
I'm gonna roll with the Saints Monday night.
Commanders at Giants, Cavante. Got to come to you for this.
Yeah, I'm rolling with them. Put your big hats on, guys. Put your big hats on. Going with the Commanders.
So everybody with the Commanders?
Who they play? They play the Giants, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not picking the Giants. Who the Giants?
Yeah, you
Go,
gonna give me
go. Salute to the Commanders.
Luke.
They gonna,
And then Ravens hosting the Broncos.
Well, well.
The Broncos are on my no pick list. I just can't bring myself to pick the Broncos at all this year. Like I confidently said the Panthers are going to beat the Broncos, and they did. This is the get right game for the Ravens.
I'm not confident in this team, but I'm gonna pick them.
I understand.
I'm gonna pick them because they should win. They should win this damn game.
Sure.
This is a home game, so that's the only reason I'm picking them. But I'm not confident in them. Not after last week. I'm definitely.
I think this will be a very ugly, low-scoring game. I think D and Roger alluded to it yesterday. Two defenses that are playing good. I think, even though the Ravens gave up some leads, they're playing better. And I think this could be like a 13-10 game. But I'm gonna go with the Ravens. Honestly, I don't see any team over 20. It could be like 20-17, 20-14.
Byron and who did y'all have for the Saints and the Buccaneers game?
I got Buccaneers.
Tom Brady, not the Buccaneers, just Tom Brady.
It's just Thomas, Patrick Edward Brady Jr.
They'll probably be one and done, and he can go live his single life. And Giselle can go to what was D doing yesterday? Right?
No. Giselle already got herself a man. The man that she was with when she was with Tom.
Yeah,
she's taken.
This is true.
What was D doing yesterday on a post game show, Raj?
I don't know what he was doing. He was sucking on something, but I'll leave that.
Let us know your thoughts. Yes, we are tired of seeing the Cowboys on Sunday night. I mean, they're a good team, but Lord, y'all could do flex one of these, flex Miami and San Francisco or something.
Or the Cincinnati and Chiefs game.
Yeah, give me something different, man. And we know the Cowboys got to be on TV. Give them the 4 o'clock, and then let one of these. I'll take Bengals, Chiefs. I'll take 49ers, Dolphins. But let us know in the comments your picks as we inch closer towards the end of the regular season. December 1st is Thursday, starting week 13. Speaking, inching closer to the season, we're inching closer to the holiday season, and our friends over at Fanatics want you to get right for the holiday season and get your sports gear, Ravens gear, Commanders gear, whatever gear you're looking for. And let's hear a message from our sponsor, Fanatics. We'll be right back. Breaking news here on the Flex Zone Podcast YouTube channel, the only place giving you your sports how you want it when you need it. We are proud to announce we have partnered with Fanatics.com, and they are the official sponsor of the Flex Zone Podcast. That's right, Fanatics, your home for all your sports apparel, has decided to partner with the Flex Zone Podcast. Let me tell you more. We always talk about here on the Flex Zone Podcast that confidence is key. And when you have confidence, you can accomplish anything, and you stand out from the rest. Stand out from the rest by going to our special link and clicking it and supporting not only Fanatics, but when you help out Fanatics and click this link, you help out your favorite sports podcast, the Flex Zone Podcast, only place giving you your sports how you want it when you need it. We are the head of the sports podcast table. We are the ones, and make sure you acknowledge us. Fall is here, and football season is in full swing. And our friends at Fanatics have decided to partner with the only place giving you your sports how you want it, when you need it. The Flex Zone Podcast for all your sports apparel needs. Get your officially licensed gear from the NFL, NBA, and NCAA. And now Fanatics is proud to announce they are the official apparel sponsor of the WWE. And you know we here at the Flex Zone Podcast love some good old wrestling. And you too could be the man of 1,000 t-shirts. With the holidays approaching, birthdays, anniversaries, or just that special gift for that special someone, Fanatics has it all. Sports memorabilia, trading cards, NFTs, and of course, all your favorite sports teams, leagues in the United States, leagues out of the United States. Fanatics has it all. Use the special link down below. Support not only Fanatics, but the Flex Zone Podcast, only place giving you your sports how you want it when you need it. So Fanatics can continue to sponsor and work with the Flex Zone Podcast for days, for weeks, for months, and years to come. Do what God's favorite host says do. And that's right, click that link down below. Go to fanatics.com. Support the Flex Zone Podcast. You're here to the sports podcast table. Only place giving you your sports how you want it when you need it. Fanatics.com. All your apparel needs in one place. And they are the title sponsor of the Flex Zone Podcast. Only place giving you your sports how you want it when you need it. Thank you for that, Angie. Appreciate that. And make sure you click the link down below as well. Get that Fanatics gear. As always, we end the show getting a little goofy. And this one hits close to home for Cravante as it's time for his Goofies of the Week.
Gosh, something wrong here.
Thanks, Goofy. Because you're right. It's so much wrong here. I alluded to it earlier. Well, I'm sorry. Sometimes I just get so ready to go that I don't do my proper introduction. Welcome, good people, to Goofies of the Week, sponsored by the Flex Zone. Appreciate you guys for giving me a little bit of time. So let me tell y'all what I thought was goofy this week. And my gosh, I have two. I have two. And the first one, as soon as I saw it, I knew immediately I was going to talk about it. And I thought I was going to be a little bit long-winded with it. But then I see another one yesterday, and now I think I'm going to go long-winded on that one. So I have two cards. I have low-level Goofy. I guess pack of green this week. Low-level Goofy. It's funny. We laugh about it. We joke about it. We clown about it a little bit. Then we kind of leave it alone. That's where it stays. That's where it dies. That's where it should die. But then sometimes it doesn't. And it becomes Falcon Red. Not so good. Cardinal Red. Terrible. Cardinal Sin Red. That's what this is at this point. This is egregious. This is something that has to be talked about. Needs to be discussed. Somebody probably should lose their job. Hell, in this case, somebody should probably lose their organization. But we'll dive into it. Both of my Goofies of the week will be high-level Goofies. And I'm going to play a bit of a sound. Hold on.
That would be different. But
Let me go back.
let me say this. I'm pretty pissed off. And let me say this. I'm pissed off, but not for reasons that people would think. I'm very, very fond of Jerry Jones, and I'm not hiding that from anybody. Is his record perfect? No.
So, for those of y'all that's been under a rock, I mean, it kind of made news and they kind of swept it under the rug, which is interesting because they do that when it's usually people of the Caucasian descent. Sometimes they're in the news and then quickly they're out of it. A little backstory on this this topic that Stephen A. Smith was speaking on is Jerry Jones was. There was a picture that has resurfaced, probably from around the 1950s. I want to say it was 1957, and Jerry Jones was at the tender age of 14, I believe. I want to say he was 14. He was 14, 15, something like that. But he was in high school, and it was a picture of a few black students trying to integrate a white high school in Little Rock, Arkansas, where Jerry Jones is from and grew up. And Jerry Jones was in the picture with the a number of white people, vastly outnumbering the black kids. And Jerry Jones was in there. Granted, it was just a picture, it wasn't a video. But he was there. Now, is that surprising? No. I think it's clear beyond a reasonable doubt that Jerry Jones is a racist. Like that goes without saying. I mean, if y'all didn't know, when the whole Colin Kaepernick kneeling thing went down, he told everybody, "Hey, you kneel if you want to. Get up, you up out of here. You kneel, you up out of here. No ifs, ands, or buts about it." That was him cracking the figurative proverbial whip. But that's not what's surprising. And usually when Stephen A. Smith coons and buffoons, it's not surprising. But this time, he seriously outdid himself. As sensitive as this topic is, because with this culture in society, things the hot thing that folks are doing now is canceling people for stuff they did a very long time ago, or things that have resurfaced from a very, very, very long time ago, and almost to the point where, well, I guess not even almost, to the point where it just happened. Instead of it happening when it happened, it's almost like it happened now, with the state of the climate of what's going on in our world and our society. But Jerry Jones is a billionaire and owns one of the, or not even one of the biggest brand in the world. And he was seen, he was seen in a picture stopping some black folks from getting an education, basically. And the first word Stephen A. Smith could find was that I'm fond of Jerry Jones. Now, y'all could go on to listen to the rest of the 2 minutes and 20 some odd seconds Stephen A. Smith was talking, but I think Stephen A. Smith in that first sentence already basically solidified where he stands on this. I'm fond of Jerry Jones. That's what he led with. Boy, oh boy, if that doesn't look like a slave kissing up to his master, I tell you. Just when I thought Stephen A. Smith couldn't outdo himself, he did. He did, and it looks like he will continue because he's quite comfortable where he's at, and I'm sure he doesn't want to give up anything. But I feel like he went out of his way to say that he's fond of him. As a black man, you say that out loud in front of the nation, the world of people. Not that I'm surprised, because Stephen Smith has been a coon for quite some time. But wow. I think he might have outdone.
And I'm not high.
He might have outdone himself, and he even told you, "I'm not hiding it." Duh. We see. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. I didn't even want to play.
And I'm not hiding that.
I didn't even want to play the rest of the video. It's just right there. I'm fond of Jerry Jones. But anyway, that's one. That is the first one. Now, this next one. This one was a little bit closer to home. It deals with that that Washington organization, that Washington football organization. Shit, there it go. God damn it. There it goes right there. Shit. And I don't like cursing like that, but God damn it. So Washington dropped the ball. Putting it nicely, they dropped the goddamn ball. They dropped the ball. They dropped the ball big time. For those of y'all that are not aware, this is the 15-year anniversary of Sean Taylor's life, like his death. His life was tragically taken away from him in Miami, Florida. And it was told before this week that it was going to be a Sean Taylor statue. And so when I think of statue, I think of, we're in Baltimore, the Ray Lewis statue. That's, by M&T Bank Stadium. I think of, maybe like Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan statue. At West Virginia, Jerry West has a statue. Because they all meant something to the organizations that they played for. What the hell is this? Like, this is beyond, that's a mannequin. That's a mannequin. They took that out of a Dick's Sporting Goods store and put a Sean Taylor Nike jersey and Reebok pants on him. Like, what the hell? What the hell? If I'd have seen this in person today, that'd put me out. Real stuff. If I'd have seen this in person, they would have had to put me out. How dare you invite his family to see this BS? This is trash. This is beyond trash. Like, you could have presented this in a trash can and I would have felt the same way. This is beyond disrespectful to Sean Taylor's legacy and his family. And so I'm sure they knew ahead of time they were going to do this. And everybody thought the same thing. Like, yeah, this is a good idea. Let's get a mannequin and put a jersey on him and put some pants on him. This, I can't wait till the Dale Snyder stuff goes through, because I want to throw away everything that has been under his regime since 1999. And that's including this bullshit right here. Because that's what it is. This is a snapshot of what it's been like to be a Washington fan or Washington supporter since 1999. This is a snapshot right here. This is what it looks like. I couldn't imagine what was said. But this should be an uproar. It should be all types of trash. I should see tomatoes. I should see lettuce. Actually, everything that comes on a burger on that BS glass. Boo! 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 This sucks. And the fact that y'all thought it was okay to trot this mess out is beyond disrespectful and dishonoring. This is dishonoring Sean Taylor, who put his life on the line for his family and this organization and did a damn good job at it. If this is not the final nail in the coffin that Daniel Snyder needs to get up out of here, and granted, I don't even know if he had anything to do with it. I can't confirm nor deny, but this is something he would let happen under his watch. Absolutely something he would let happen. Damn, and they got the nerve to call it a damn statue. Look like they went up H&M. Got this out of Macy's. The hell they said the word statue. What? Statue? Let me say this. A statue shouldn't have clothes on it. A statue should not have clothes on it. But you know what we put clothes on? Mannequins. We put clothes on mannequins. We dress up mannequins. A statue is supposed to be able to be outside and withstand any and everything. Maybe in bronze, carvings. That's something Sean Taylor deserved. Not this mess. Not this poor excuse of you guys honoring him. This is terrible, god awful. And this is just a reminder, as well as the Commanders are doing right now on the field, this is still a part of the organization too. And Jason Wright, Ron Rivera, Daniel Snyder, all them people's in charge. Y'all, yeah, this is on y'all as well. Unless I don't know who tried it. I don't know who was on that core group of decision makers that said they okayed this, but everybody need to go. Everybody need to go. Because this is god awful, trash, garbage. Like I said, they could have put this mannequin in the dumpster and I'd have felt the same way I feel now. And people got the nerve to take pictures of this like it's good, like it's a work of art or something. Sean Taylor deserved a work of art. But of course, I'm sure Daniel Snyder was probably too cheap to purchase one or to have somebody do it. Trash, man. Get this mess off the goddamn screen. I'm over it. But yeah, booty cheeks, trash, garbage, whatever synonym you want to add to say disgrace to a family that you claim you loved and you want to honor. I hope when if Bezos gets up in here, I hope he redoes it. Because I mean, you could tear down FedEx Field at this point. Hopefully we can relocate to DC and actually do an actual statue, because this mess could go down with FedEx Field. But I'm off. I'm gonna get off because I could go all night. But I'm gonna close out now. But those are my goofies of the week. Stephen A. Smith and his cooning and buffooning, along with this abysmal disgrace that the Washington Commanders decided to trot out there in the name of Sean Taylor. Y'all know my line? There's a thin line between goofy and great. And everybody's on the wrong end of it. Gotta do better. Got to do better.
Agreed.
Something wrong here. Thank you, Cravante, for those goofies of the week. Definitely gotta get the top goofies of the year. Maybe make that a video as we head towards December.
It's probably this has to be on there. It's there.
Both of these probably top 5, I'm sure.
Both of these probably top 5.
Oh man. Drizzy Dre next week, episode 370, landmark episode.
Yes.
Very special guest returning to the Flex Zone venue here in the Man Cave. Let the people know who we got coming.
Engraven, ladies and gentlemen, Engraven. Next week, I'm excited to get this brother on, especially with everything that's been going on with the Baltimore Ravens. So, but as Russell Wilson would say, let's ride.
Shit, we ain't in that car though.
Hopefully,
I think it's just so funny how he said it. Though.
hopefully, Ciara rides her ass to the MMT Bank next week. So I can see it.
Hey.
Yeah, 1-2 step, if you know what I mean. But yeah, please hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you haven't. You know, check out our other videos. You know, we do a lot of content on the channel, a lot of live streams, a lot of personal videos as well. We make sure we get it done. Whatever's popping off, sports today we're talking about. So hit that subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. This is what we do. And also, you know, check out our guy, Sports Network. He's doing big things as well. He'll be with me on Sundays with these Ravens post-game shows. He's doing his thing as well. So check out our guys, you know, and continue to rock with us. That's what we do.
Yes, go ahead and put those sunglass emojis in the chat. Get ready to get out of here. But next week, episode 370, Engraven returns to the Flex Zone. Only place, fellas, giving you sports how you want it.
When you get it.
Yes, we'll be talking Ravens. We're going to look into the college football playoffs as well. Probably will have the 4 teams in mind again, possibly. Who knows? Maybe even some NBA news if anything comes out as well. Wizards win tonight, Cravante and Raj, repping the throwbacks. Porzingis, career high 41 points. The Latvian legend getting it done.
Well, they've been rapping them throwbacks for a minute now, so this ain't the first time they wore it. This like maybe the 4th, 5th, or 6th time. So they've been rocking them throwback Wizards jerseys, and every time they rock them, they seem to win. So maybe they need to go back to those.
I love the throwbacks, and the court and everything. It looks pretty dope. Not even gonna lie. Show is executive produced by our good brother and founder, Andre Melton. Start your day with a cup of Dre. Good morning, Baltimore, Dre. Are you muted?
Of course, of course, here Mondays at 10 p.m. right here with my brothers every Monday. Make sure y'all check us out.
Co-founder, captain of the Goofy Ship, The Mandalorian, Cravante, Bebe, singing producer, social media producer, Big Raj. Will be live this week. AEW, Ravens post-game show. And I may do a video on that LeBron, Lamar comparison if I get some time. God's favorite host, the host of the Moist Show. Truly thank everybody for this past weekend. Hit the bell. Got live streams. Got prediction videos. Got post-game shows. We got it all. Flex Zone Podcast. Hit the Sports Podcast table. Throw your ones up and acknowledge us. Make sure if you haven't already, hit that like button. Hit the bell. Hit that subscribe button. Check out our sponsor, Fanatics. Get your gear in time for the holiday season. For Dre, for Cravante, and Big Raj. Signing off, y'all. Next week, episode 370, Fort Engraven. We'll be here live. It's the Flex Zone Podcast, y'all. Good night, everybody. Stay safe. And we'll see you next week and throughout the week here on the channel. Peace.
Peace. That's right. He's still burnt toast.
Jam. Throw some jam on that toast, bro.
Whatever happened to the
Oh, jam.
No music.
Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell, y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
Can't believe Washington did that bold mess.